Good evening, everyone. It's C with C. Thanks for coming to chat with me. It is our Monday meetup. And if you've been here a while, or even if you are new, the Monday meetup is a space pretty much where I make my trip announcements and we do some channel updates. And I get to tell you about some of the behind the scene things that happen in the videos that I didn't get to elaborate on. So get on in here. Let's chat. Make yourself comfortable in chat. Ask any questions you might have about the videos that were out or in travel related in general, and I'm more than happy to talk about it. So welcome in. We got one person watching so far. I'm sure the algorithms are going. Make sure you hit that like or that thumbs up button on this stream. I would greatly appreciate it. I can see we already starting off this chat pretty strong with we have Miss Dee who became a YouTube member. And yes, this my channel does have memberships. And Miss Dee is a member. Channel members get exclusive content. I make sure that I drop some videos for them either early or they have exclusive things that they get to see behind the scenes, updates, travel deals. They get a discount through my travel agency. So what is it called? The membership is a good place to be. Welcome in 6 people. We have Kristen here on time. And Kristen is saying, hey, happy Monday, cruise mates and sweet mates. Yes, Kristen is also a member of the C-Suite, which is our channel membership. So yes, Kristen, happy you're here. And Kristen has the wrench, so she is ready to regulate with a few other friends who look familiar. Welcome in, 9 people. And again, my name is Carlene. This is my channel, See It With C. Thanks for coming in to chat with me. This is the Monday Meetup. So we're having the Monday meetup. My channel, I don't go live every week. I just go live when we have a trip announcement. So we have an upcoming trip coming up this week that I'll be traveling to. I'll be making that announcement. And I'll also be just talking about some channel updates. I released some of the videos, give you some behind the scene information about what was going on in some of those videos, answer any questions you may have. And today is actually a really big deal of a day. On April 22nd, 2020, what was that, 2? I See It With C started. So this is the second channel anniversary. Yes. And I hope at least you all feel like we've come a long way since that first video on Carnival, or what was it? I'm sorry. My first video that was released was on Royal Caribbean Enchantment of the Seas out of Baltimore. I actually have a playlist if anybody's interested in going all the way back and starting from the beginning. I have a from the beginning playlist. If you are that kind of person who wants to see the evolution of videos and things, there's a playlist for that. So yeah, I wanted to, drop that on my second year YouTube versary. Let's see who else we got in here. Oh, and Kristen said, okay, sure. Let me see if I can, y'all get the few view. Hello. So yeah, do what the shirt says. If you're new here and you haven't done already, subscribe. I will say, looking at my numbers, I'm a big numbers girl. Most of the people who watch my channel have subscribed. So you actually want to get in the majority and don't be the minority. And if you're watching the replay, shout out to Team Replay. Thanks for joining. Make sure you leave a comment too about something that sparked your interest on the video. Okay, let's get back into some of these hellos. We have Inkspill Travels in here. Yes, welcome in Inkspills. That's Adrian. Adrian is a new YouTuber. I met Adrian probably through a variety of channels, but I most consistently interact with Adrian through the Content Creator Roundtable, which is a group on Facebook that Progress on the Go has sponsored or started for creators to kind of just chat. So Adrian finally dropped her introduction video. Go pop over to Inkspill Travels after you're done with this. Check out her channel, see if it's your vibe. She does traveling. She has a son who has his own channel. She is an avid reader. So, and I think she has a really big trip coming up. She hasn't cruised in a while, but her first cruise is international. So if any of that rings a bell, resonates with you, pop over Adrian's channel, Inkspill Travels, and show her some love. And Adrian's also a channel member. What up, Adrian? Uncle Eddie's in the house, and welcome in 16 people. Eddie's saying, hey, see, good evening to everyone. Yes, good evening. I hope you all had a smooth time adjusting back to the weekday of the week. I know some of you are fresh off of spring break. I believe DC public schools. I'm not in DC public schools, but I live very close to a school. So it looks like they're back from spring break. And So if you are adjusting backwards, and I saw somebody post talking about how the parents, one kid was like, who even created school? So, shout out to you parents who are transitioning back to school. Welcome in 15 people. And my name is Carlene. This is See with C. And again, this is the Monday meetup. I don't go live every week, but I go live. We're having a trip announcement, and that means that we are traveling this week at some point. So stay in here so you get the trip announcement. And I also just, again, talk about some updates about some of the videos I released, which I released videos on about 3 different ships. And I want to give you kind of behind the scenes stuff that I wasn't able to capture because even though I'm a YouTuber, I'm a little bit of a be in the moment kind of girl. So sometimes I legit like forget to turn the camera on, or sometimes I forget to or I don't get to because you have to keep everybody's attention. You leave out certain details. So I'm going to kind of get into some of the nuances that I didn't really get to talk about in these videos. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna say a couple more hellos to people, and then we'll get into our first series that was launched. And we got Phil D in the house. Hey, Mrs. Parker is here. Yep, that is Sharon Parker from Parker's on the Go, who has branched out and has a channel that has more behind the scenes Parker. So they have, of course, Parker's on the Go is still a thing. It's still a family channel, but Mrs. Parker is more the how the sausage is made. So that's another good content you can follow. Hello, 19 people. Welcome in Leon and Terry's Dream Vacation. Sig, the solo cruiser, is present and accounted for. My fellow solo cruiser is here in these chat streets. Marilyn Mel Tibbs is present and accounted for. Jaretha Parker is here. Hey, Jaretha girl. Jaretha, I got some new technology that I'm going to send you some more information for your stuff. I figured out I went to a travel conference that I'm going to my channel members will get an exclusive. I did some recording behind the scenes, kind of what was it like to go to Cruise 360. So I'm not going to get too in depth because I'm going to say that for my channel members, but I created some new systems to kind of organize folks, my clients. So I need to organize some of y'all's itineraries. So y'all should, if you're in the chat and you're one of my clients, or you're watching replay, you'll get some new organization stuff that hopefully streamlines the process for you all just a little better. Because, I went to Hampton University of Standard Excellence, and I like to be excellent in all that I do, baby. Hello, 22 people. Okay, so let's get into in the hellos. Inkspill saying hi to everyone. Uncle Eddie is saying hi. All right, so let's get into it. I said this is my second YouTube versary. I can't believe I've been on YouTube for 2 years. This is probably one of the things I've been most consistent with. I'm like patting myself on the back for like videoing and editing and putting out the shorts and posting on social media. That's a lot for me because sometimes I err on the side of privacy, and then sometimes I'm not a super poster. So this has really pushed me outside of my comfort zone. But I've been so excited the reason I started my channel was to really share my travels. So shout out to my friends who were like, why don't you turn the camera on? Shout out to you. I'm happy I did. And hopefully, I try to, somebody reached out to me via DM, somebody I went to high school with, and was like, Carlene, this channel is so you. They were like, you are edutainment. Like, I am a nerd, and I am also, I think I have a little personality. So I'm happy that folks are, feel like the authenticity behind my channel. Anywho, okay, so over the last few months, before we get to our trip announcement, I've been releasing, I don't know if you all remember, go back to November. I went on 3 cruises back to back. And finally, all of that content has come through. I took a different approach to producing that content. Welcome in 25 people. Instead of doing like the linear kind of like, okay, this is boarding day, and then you got sea day, and then you're at the first port. I literally like just kind of mixed up all the different cruise moments that I had, and kind of did one Monday y'all got, because every Monday I put out new videos. So I put out if you're around on Mondays 8 p.m. I usually have a premiere. I'm in the chat talking with folks, showing my new video. But I said I did like one embarkation day, then I did one sea day, then I did an excursion. I just mixed them all up across 3 different ships. And you all it seemed like, look at the numbers, y'all kind of enjoyed that. So anywho, the ships that I released videos on were Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady. And that one was actually a surprise for me. I didn't realize that was going to be what was that? it was a holiday cruise. And I think I wasn't even like, it wasn't on my radar that Virgin was going to have a holiday cruise because, like, you know, that whole adults only. And I mean, I get like adults like holidays too, but I just was not expecting them to have like theme activities. So you all get to see a little bit of that. I think I released a video related to my stop in Key West, which I had not been to Key West since 1996, which was my first cruise. So Key West was my first cruise port ever. Welcome in, 28 people. Kristen Harris saying, happy second birthday to see. Yes, and I love the sunglasses. And Kristen, I'm swearing, like, my logo, I'm going to design, like, I was sitting, like, getting ready for this live. And I was like, okay, starting to think about, like, I have goals for this year, like certain numbers I want to hit and just certain frequencies, like being consistent, posting every Monday, that kind of thing. But one of my like big growing up channel goals is like to make a logo. And the sunglasses I think are going to be in that logo, because if you notice my thumbnails frequently, I'm like in my shades. So somewhere I think that's kind of what I'm generating. That's what I'm thinking. So it's cool that you picked up on that vibe. So yes, thank you for saying happy channel anniversary. It's been a long time coming. But yeah, it's interesting that I'm talking about my second YouTube versary. And it's funny that my second YouTube versary is coming on the heels of me releasing a video for my first cruise port ever. So Key West, back in 1996, Carnival Fantasy, Key West was the first cruise port that Little C ever stopped at. But of course, you know, it was 1996. It was a church trip. It was a 4-day cruise. I think we did Cozumel and Key West were the two stops. I did not remember anything about Key West. So when I went on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady, you all saw I had to stop and go to the post office, which I was like, how adult of a thing to like be in a cruise port and I'm going to the post office. But I needed to drop like 8 pounds of luggage out of my suitcase because I had been on 3 cruises. So, you know, I was like, hey, I can mail this stuff back to me in DC. And it was cheaper than the cost of like getting on the plane with it. So, hey, if you're ever in the States, I don't know if I would recommend this internationally, but if you're ever in the States and you're like traveling and you're like, you know what, I don't want to haul this back. Like one of my goals is to like travel across country or drive across country or train across country and fly back. Like I would probably ship some of my stuff back home. But I wouldn't recommend that necessarily at an international port unless you have like time and then don't put nothing in it that's like expensive or you don't mind losing. But so yeah. Oh, Miss Parker saying, hey everyone, happy channelversary. Yes, it is a happy channelversary day. April 22nd was 2022 was the day that I gave YouTube all my credentials. Welcome in, Kelly. Kelly is here. Who else we got? Team Reese saying hello. And I guess we got a year or two. Oh, thank you, Path of Ancient. $5 super chat. Let's say that $5 is going to get to 5 years. Thank you so much, Path of Ancient. I greatly appreciate that. I love a little birthday money. So yes, all that goes, as you all know, to the channel. And I've been able to get like it's just interesting how I started with this little iPhone 12. It's still my personal phone. This was what filmed the first few videos. And I didn't even know which way to turn the dang on thing. And it was funny because I remember, I think Damien and Kwanda were the first two YouTubers I ever talked to about equipment. And they were looking at my phone. They were like, you would at least need like the third lens. They were like, you need a Pro Max. So I have upgraded equipment thanks to, again, the channel, thanks to y'all's support. But it's just so funny that this is what I started with. And I have been able to grow beyond my little iPhone 12 to get a few other pieces of equipment. So that level of support is what helps. So thank you. Who else we got? Kelly said, did I skip? T. Reese, Uncle Eddie is saying happy second anniversary. Kimbo, welcome in. Ooh, girl, who getting the finger in that thumbnail, girl? Hi, 33 people, welcome in. Kelly is saying happy second anniversary. No problem. Want to, share the love. It's a lot of folks. I think sometimes YouTube, and I was giving a shout out to Inkspill because Inkspill Travels is a new channel. And one, I would say, talking about second anniversary. Don't let me get sentimental, child. The second anniversary, it was people like Parkers on the Go. And I will say Rich and Jazz. Those are probably the two channels that if anytime they shouted out my name, I would get follows. And that's what kind of motivated me. So shout out, see the Parkers are in the chat. It was people finding my little channel when I had like 200 people and be like, hey, go follow. So, try something new, y'all. Try some channels. A lot of times YouTube algorithms don't like push the smaller channels out. You might not see one of their videos till a long time, for a while. So, give the new channel girls a try. If you're looking for something, different to follow. And let me know, are y'all getting the, let me know if ads are coming through or something like that, because I can see numbers kind of going out. So I'm not sure if people are just popping in and out. I'm boring people, or if those freaking ads that run in the middle are going. Thank you. So anyway, I was talking about, it's just funny that one of the videos since our last Monday meetup was Key West, and that was my first cruise port ever. 1996 is a little baby cruiser. And then full circle moment, my second year of YouTube, and I'm finding myself back at Key West. So I showed that on Scarlet Lady. Key West is an interesting port. I think if I were on the right ship going to Key West, I would probably treat Key West like how some of y'all treat Nassau and just stay on the ship. I do want to go back one more time just to find a beach. So if any of y'all know a good beach recommendation for Key West or how to get to the beach, drop it in the chat, let me know. Because I think once I do that, I don't need to get back off the ship on Key West, I don't think. Welcome in, me and I is throwing the 5 sign. And yes, Ski 5 to me and I. And he says, peace to the chat. Yeah, we always need some good peace in the chat. Hey, probably one of the second videos I ever filmed as a YouTuber was Melanin at Sea, inaugural, the first Melanin at Sea. And I got to meet Monet. And actually, Regina Davis had corralled some of the solo cruisers to a dinner. And we were all sitting talking, and Monet was one of the people there. So yes, good to see you here. Oh, wow. Full circle moment for sure. Steph Stone says, congratulations on the 2nd year anniversary. Thank you, Steph. Thank you. Who got Ken Hill says, hey, boo. Hey, Ken, you gonna stay fresh, I guess. Miss Parker is saying, thank you, no problem. How you doing? Hey, I was out there. It's me, Wanston. Yes, honey. Hopefully I said all of that right. I got to hang out one Sunday morning cooking with Wanston and Adventurers. And they were making breakfast, and I was kind of watching while I was doing meal prep for my Sunday morning. So cool. So yeah, so that was Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. That was my second time on Scarlet Lady. That was the first time going on Scarlet Lady, Virgin as a solo cruiser. And that was an experience that I wanted to have for myself, because I had previously been on Virgin as a, with a group. I went on Sisterhood at Sea. So it was like a group of almost 50 women. And I wanted to as a travel advisor, if you all looking for somebody who, find you the right ship and make sure you get on it, I'm your girl. But as a travel advisor, I wanted to experience Virgin Voyages as a solo cruiser. Because sometimes you can't tell if a ship is fun versus, or if a ship, is fun experience because people are with you. So I wanted to go as a solo cruiser. And I think Virgin did a good job of curating experiences for solo cruisers. A group of us connected. We still kind of talk to this day. So kudos to Virgin for creating a solo cruise experience, at least on that first night. I will say, if you want the solo experience on Virgin, my tip to you is go that first night. Don't miss those first activities. The second activities were a little sketch, and no shade, but one of the cast members were instead of making it more engaging, they were just kind of talking about themselves. And I kind of popped in, I was getting that vibe. And then when a few of us, I came late, and a few of us went to go get drinks, and I was like, oh, how was the event? And they were like, it wasn't as engaging as the first night. So a Virgin, if you're listening, I would say, if you're going to do the subsequent, events, maybe make sure it's engaging. But if you are a solo cruiser and you want a good experience, or at least some people to connect with on Virgin, go that first night. Don't be late. And do the activities. So they'll get you on the Lido deck together. You'll have your, champagne sail away, and then you'll also have a dinner together. And then we ended up just being together that whole night. And then we made a connection. We got put the WhatsApp group together, and we ended up hanging out with each other naturally throughout the rest of the cruise. So that's my pointer if you go on Virgin as a solo cruiser. Hey, Gina's World, welcome in. Gina's saying congrats. Thank you. A little bicep. I need to get on that Peloton and chunk check once I'm done with this. Got to keep my week streak going. I think I got 18 weeks straight on Peloton. Rep read. If you are on Peloton, want to follow me. Keep each other motivated. You know, we got to burn these cruise calories off. Me and I says, happy 2 years. Ain't I a toddler? I know some of y'all like, she acts like a toddler. But anywho, it seems like you've been at this way longer. Oh, thank you. You know, I was a part of the camcorder generation where, you know, my dad would just literally, and I am an only child. So literally I would just be like, Dad, turn on the camcorder. And I would like put on a whole show in the living room by myself. So, you know, it took some adjustment with like, you know, editing and that kind of thing. Oh, thank you, Miss Parker, for that super chat. Appreciate it. Woo, we got some dollars, which is going to be great for again, whenever I have the Monday meetup, I don't do this live every week. I only go live when we have a cruise announcement or trip announcement, and we have a trip announcement this week. So that's why we are here live. But thank you. Thank you, Miss Parkers, for the moderator. The moderator was moderating. And Kelly says, speaking into existence for 5 years. Thank you. I plan on putting things in place to be consistent. I appreciate that even like I have made room to be consistent. So some of you know, like I have a full-time job. Then I do adjunct teaching. And I adjuncted a couple of universities. And one I do in the fall, one I do in the spring. Then I have YouTube and a couple other things going. My goal is next year. This year I was able to experiment. So I wanted my spring course. I didn't teach it. And it wasn't actually by like choice. I didn't teach it because my car had conked out. And so I was going to go a period without having a car. And so I told them like, hey, you know, I don't know when I'm gonna purchase a car. So I'm going to just like not teach this spring because I had to get up to University of Maryland. So I was just like, I'm not going to teach. Then I was like, well, you can dedicate your Fridays, which is on my day off for my full time. You can dedicate those Fridays to like editing. So now my new rule is, and hopefully it's helped some of you new folks or even old folks or folks who are trying to like get consistent with creating. I dedicate my Fridays. Like I don't plan anything on Friday. Friday's my day off, and I literally don't leave this house until the video is cranked out. And usually that video, even if it can be 7 minutes, I can't focus. So that video takes me all day to edit. But since I basically cut one thing out, it opened the door to be consistent. And I kind of don't miss not teaching at University of Maryland on Fridays. So I'm at least to the point now that I'm like, might not have to go back. And I can focus more time and energy on getting the content out. So yeah. Who else we got? So thank you, Kelly. Yes, going to speak it into existence, speak positive. I always say words mean things, and I always tell people watch your words. So I don't like saying stuff like when it rains it pours or there's always something. Don't say that kind of stuff because you keep putting out in the atmosphere and it will always be something, and that rain ain't gonna be a pouring. So, you know, try to speak life in everything you do. All right, off my soapbox and into the chat. Liam saying, hey, see, chat, how you doing? What did I miss? You have missed, we were recapping Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady, as well as we were celebrating me being 2 years on YouTube. Okay, before I go into the next set of videos that I'll release, Kristen has a question. Thank you for that question, Kristen. And welcome in 39 people. Hit that thumbs up. My name is Carlene. This is my channel, See It With C. And we are having a Monday meetup. And if we have a Monday meetup, I don't go live weekly. I only go live whenever I have a trip announcement. So we got something special happening towards the end of this week. And I'll be talking about that after just doing some channel recaps. All right, Kristen's question is, and it doesn't have any acronyms in it. Anywho, Kristen says, in the last 2 years, what has been your best and worst experience content creating? What are you looking forward to in the next years? Kristen, you need to send me that like pre-production. Those are hard. Okay, that's this easy. I enjoy like meeting and connecting with people. So I would say the best is like using this platform to meet folks, using this platform to share travels. I have made like friends, like people that I actually like talk to that, you know, outside of like the comments, and, you know, people that I'm like, hey girl, you going on a ship? Okay, me too. You know, that kind of thing. Or I'm gonna jump on your group cruise. Like those kind of things I think have been the best. I gotta think about the worst. The worst experience, I mean, off the top of my head, I don't think anything like crazy has happened where like someone has yelled at me or anything like that. But I would say the worst has been like a couple of times loading my videos. So I remember one time I let my laptop update and I had a whole video that I was in the middle of iMovie and it just went away. And same for not StreamYard, for Filmora. So now my new rule is if I am in the middle of a video, I'm not doing an update. Don't update. Don't update till you're done. So that's probably the worst. Like I literally Celebrity Ascent. That was probably, that was the worst of it. Like I had a 45-minute video almost for Celebrity Ascent. And I was already like under pressure because when you do those, inaugural cruises, or that was a preview cruise actually. Welcome in 38 people. That was a preview cruise. So of course, like everybody's like rushing to be the first look, that kind of thing. And like, I was just felt like so much pressure to like get it done. And I wasn't really feeling it, but I was just pressing myself to get it done. And then it was kind of almost like the universe was like, no, you're going to do this on your time. And I think the beauty out of that situation though, not producing as fast on Ascent released the pressure on me from feeling I needed to be on Icon. Because I didn't release my Ascent videos until like almost a month or so later, and I still got what I feel like is good views for them. And those according to my numbers, not anybody else's numbers. Like I get excited if a video breaks 1K, 1,000 views, and that one did. Or a couple of those, not all three, but I think a couple of those did. But anywho, not getting home and like pressing out Ascent because I was just feeling like weird. I was just like, no, I'm gonna go. I want to do my Carnival. Like I was excited about doing my Carnival Magic video. I don't know, but Ascent was just giving me so much pressure because I was just like, I felt like I was competing. I felt like I had to get the best, and I felt like there were bigger channels who like knew all the buttons to push and all that kind of thing and how to work the algorithm. So I would say it was the worst experience because literally I edited that video for like 2 days, almost 3 days, and it got deleted through an update. However, it was a good experience because it taught me I can really ride my own lane and still get decent results. So I appreciate that. Great question. Okay, what am I looking forward to in the next 2 years? I am looking forward to remaining consistent. I definitely want to remain consistent. At least getting videos out at least once a week. And I'm looking for just like growth, like making sure I reach more people because I want to, show folks that like there are travels out there, like I just want to show my travels. So I would say, of course, growth, getting those subs, but consistency, because not just about getting the subs, but like I really want to share the information. So in my head, the more followers I have or subscribers I have, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It's no payment. But the more subscribers I have, the more people I can show, like, again, that information, that edutainment approach that I have to travel of like, you can do it. You can learn from the experiences. You can try. And you can do it solo if you want to. So yeah. Hey, the Path of Angel saying hello to Miss Parker. Folks saying, hey, back into the chat real quick before we talk about the next ship. Folks are saying, hey. Kelly says, okay, okay, cool. Good to know, Kelly. It was just, that means the numbers are fluctuating. I might have been boring people. That's fine too. The people who are here are here. Welcome in 41 people. So happy you're here. Warm Strong Adventures saying hello. Welcome in, Warm Strong Adventures. Warm Strong Adventures just got off of Oasis of the Seas, or maybe you didn't get off of Oasis of the Seas. Finally got on one of, I believe, first Royal Caribbean big ship. And I think I saw a thumbnail, so those videos are now out. House of X is saying, hey, loves. Hey, House of X, welcome in. Quality Child Care is saying, which is a very cute thumbnail. So congratulations. Yes. Oh, okay. Little champagne bottle. That means we need to do a toast. Thank you so much. Thank you. Folks are speaking. And Shiro says, hey, see what's happening on this chilly East Coast money. Girl, I had to turn my heat back on. I was so bad earlier. I thought we were out of heatless season. Because I was like enjoying my whole, having the bill not run up. And then today it just got like ignorantly cold. So Yeah, and it was like beyond, I don't know, something's going on with like my circuit back here. This is solo home ownership. I have like, for some reason right now, the back of my house can't like hold the space heater. Like it trips the, what's the thing called? Circuit breaker. So any of you YouTube fixer uppers, and I haven't like called an electrician yet because I don't want to hear any bad news. I want to pay for these trips. So my plan is in the fall. I'm like, I already bought a car. I already replaced a washer and dryer. Like, Jesus, I don't want to even think about, but yeah. Lola B says, hey, congratulations. I enjoy your vlogs. I booked the Virgin Voyages Fire and Soiree for July. I want to see if I like solo cruising. Awesome. So yeah, Lola, if you go into the Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady when it says solo cruising, I did the Fire and Sunset itinerary. And actually, I think in July, that's a cool time to go because Virgin's rolling out that whole what is it called? Festival at Sea. So they're doing like a whole little and it's gonna be like the theme this year is gonna be like Asian or Thai, Asian, I think it's like Asian street market or something, night market, Asian night market. Where like if you've been to like I've been to Thailand and they have like little food booths and that kind of thing. So they're supposed to recreate the galley to emulate that like Asian night market feel. And I think also in July, the Fire and Soiree sellings are supposed to be like a wellness approach. So they're supposed to kind of have like different like wellness classes. So look into that. But I would definitely say, like I told folks, if you go solo on Virgin, at least that first day of activities, make sure you go to that because folks really seem to connect. Even people didn't connect with the full group. It seemed like everybody kind of left with a buddy or two that kind of, So unless you truly just want, a full on, like, you out there by yourself, which is, I totally understand that too. But yeah, I think they do a good job of curating experiences. Alrighty, so moving on to Have 44 People Welcome In. The next video that I released was Embarkation Day for Mariner of the Sea. So I kicked off the Mariner of the Sea series, and the next video that you're going to get is going to be another Mariner at Sea, probably a couple more. I think I got a couple more videos in me. But yeah, I got on Mariner of the Seas, which is like a cult classic for the Royals, and that was on Partner of the Go's, their group cruise. And I was just impressed by like the embarkation process. It was very smooth. We walked right on, not too much of a wait. So kudos to Royal for that. And Royal is trying to, I don't know what Royal's doing because I think I was I think I was watching, I think Phil and D had a vlog as well as YFC. But I know Key was kind of like, this is cute, but it's not Carnivals. And I think Phil and D were kind of like, okay, Royal trying to juice up the sail away. So Royal is trying to add a little something. I don't know what this something is, but they're trying to add a little something to the sail away on Royal. And it was a good sail away. I broke a little mild sweat. So they're doing something there. But Mariner was a cool ship. Didn't feel too big. I appreciated it. Game Changer is saying, greetings, Nisi Chat and family. Greetings, Auntie of the Seas. And when are we sailing again? Gina's World is saying, ignorantly cold. True. Yeah, I was trying to hang on to, I woke up, it was like 60, or it was low, but it like didn't get to like 60 degrees for the day. And I was just like, I can't be cold in my own house. So I ended up breaking my, because I was like, okay, I finally got over the hump, can turn the heat off. And the temps were like, nope. I also like to plant flowers, and I'm glad I didn't because, yeah, if I ever refreshed my garden and them things would have caught in a cold snap, I would be pissed. Liam says, you should get the circuit breakers looked at before something worse goes wrong. You interspin. Okay. I will do that. I won't drag my feet. You are right, Liam. Something, it can compound. So, okay. Let me get that going. Because it was funny because and it's funny that you said that, Liam, because one of my friends who sent me the number for the electrician, she texted me today. She's like, did you ever reach out to that electrician? I was like, no, I'll wait till the fall. So now Liam is confirming I need to not drag my feet on it. But I'm definitely going on this one trip now. I'm going out of town on Friday, but at least you probably booked the appointment. Home ownership is a fraud and a scam. Kelly Humphrey says, hi, everyone. I'm joining y'all from Carnival Jubilee on my solo birthday cruise while I wait on Family Feud live to start. Oh, welcome in, Kelly. I don't know if you want to like pop in or something and tell us about the Jubilee. Let's see if can I share? Let's see. You about to give everybody an impromptu couch cruise. Let's see. Copy. No pressure, but you want to pop in to say hi. That's the link. I think the group would love to see Jubilee because I think Jubilee kind of got drowned out by I lost 4 people from talking about my electricity issues. Jubilee has been one I think that got drowned out by like all the pomp and circumstance of what's the thing called Icon of the Seas. I know Warmstrong got on Jubilee. But yeah, I haven't seen like a ton of content related to Jubilee. I don't think. I've seen some out there, but I guess none of the people that like I watch have produced any Jubilee videos outside of Warmstrong Adventures. So yeah. Who got snow? Oh, because you all the way upstate New York. Hi, YOLO. And somebody snow in April. Yes. Okay, no problem, no pressure. I look, totally understand. My mom texted me today talking about something. She deleted the family's group chat off her. She's like, the family group chat's on my phone no more. And I'm like, yeah, family group chats don't disappear. So anywho, so yeah, back to Married of the Seas. Welcome in, folks. So yeah. And last point about Married of the Seas, it wasn't too bad. Like, so it was in the middle of spring break. And it wasn't too bad because I was expecting, it was a 4-day Royal Caribbean cruise. Port Canaveral. I'm not sure if like maybe Port Canaveral doesn't have like a lot of the spring break traffic. I don't know. But it wasn't like crazy reveler spring breakers, how like Miami. I had a couple clients go out of Miami. Actually, I didn't want to go out of Port Canaveral that time because I had, even though it's not on a video, well, it was on my short. I had a client on Carnival Freedom, which had Funnel Fire #2. And when I say I love me some Carnival. I love Carnival's customer service for the most part, but they really I felt left down about how the Freedom was handled. So Carnival Freedom, and some of you all know, and I know it's an old story by now, but in March, basically the Carnival Freedom, a couple years ago, Carnival Freedom's funnel had caught on fire and it was import. Well, fast forward 2 years later and Carnival Freedom's funnel catches fire again. However, this time, Carnival's kind of leaning towards act of God. Allegedly, like that lightning strike hit it. I guess somebody has now proven yes or no this has happened. But because it appeared to be an act of God, like the people who were on the ship, Carnival didn't do any. Because I kept asking my client, I'm like, are they offering any compensation? Because they had to get stuck in the port. That was the weekend that I think 30 ships were diverted from Nassau because of weather. So while everybody is diverted from weather, Freedom's funnel also catches on fire, which has to be scary because I would imagine I'm in terrible weather and this funnel is on fire and the day we're supposed to be in port, we're floating out and we can't even get to, I'm guessing because of the nasty weather, I don't even know if they could maybe get to a port. I don't know. But they had a limit deck access. They got to Freeport. They were supposed to leave Freeport at 8:30 p.m. Instead, they left Freeport at 10:30 at that night. I was on Married of the Seas. I saw the Freedom pull back into port with them on it. So I reached out to hey, are y'all okay? How's everything going? And Carnival basically was just it seemed like Carnival did a great job of preparing the people who were behind. So the following sailings, those people got their sailing canceled. They got onboard credit. And I think they got some sort of compensation for a future cruise credit, heavily discounted future cruise. However, the people that were on the ship where the funnel actually caught fire got nothing. So as a TA, I was able to get my clients a response and some sort of consolation because her son was on the deck when it happened. So she told me basically what happened was I should have invited her on. I should have invited her on to talk about it. I didn't think about this because I was so busy thinking about my cruise. I could have asked her to come on. But what she basically said was they were in the pool and I think they were maybe getting close to weather and they instructed people to get out the pool. And as her son was getting out the pool to dry off, she did say she heard a boom. Now, I don't know if the boom was lightning or the funnel booming, but they did hear a boom. And then next thing you know, they like finished drying off. They looked up and like the funnel was on fire. And then they were like, okay, everybody get off the deck. So that was like what happened. But like it was a couple announcements like this was gonna happen, but like no, not even like a letter. Like Carnival didn't even say like, hey, we investigated X, Y, and Z. It was just basically like act of God, no compensation. But they didn't even send like no like future like follow-up information to those cruisers, basically saying like this is what happened, nothing. So I, usually I appreciate Carnival's customer service. I know it gets a lot of dings, but that was one that I felt like Carnival kind of dropped the ball. And I had to tell them because that was my client's first cruise ever. So I'm like, y'all about to lose a client here, like a customer. So anywho, we talked about that. So yeah, that was kind of the insider, like what happened with the Freedom funnel fire situation. But I was kind of disappointed that Carnival handled the future cruisers better than they even communicated with people who are on board. I did not like that they didn't like at least say like we investigated or we are like I get it's legalese. Like I get that you're gonna as a company try to protect your pockets. What I don't understand is not communicating. And I told the reps on the phone, like, at least say we are investigating or circumstances beyond our control, something. But they just basically got them people off the ship and kept on trucking and didn't talk to anybody who was actually on the burnt up ship. So I would say do better there. Hey, who is this? Is that a new T at sea? I don't know what that is. Game Changer says, question, your hotel day stay before your flight, is it an overnight rate or was it based on hours prorated? Oh, great question. So yeah, Game Changer, if you are, let's get into that one then. I talked enough about Mariner of the Seas, cool ship, like the size. I don't think I would get back on Mariner. I have a thing, but I don't like repeating ships. But some ships I'm kind of like, oh, I'll get back on if there would be like I don't think I would break my neck to get back on Mariner of the Seas, but it wasn't bad. It's just I wouldn't break my neck to like repeat that cruise. But yeah, I released my last Carnival Sunshine video today, which was basically like how the experience of Carnival during Super Bowl, which Carnival Sunshine had a really good vibe for Super Bowl Sunday. I enjoyed it. There's a lot of activities throughout the ship. Only thing I would say is like Carnival, can we get some wings? And I know they have the wings on, what is it called? They have the wings that are in the app that you can order and they'll bring them to your, I'm like, can we get some like buffalo, like wings, like wangs, like fried and, like Hooters, or I maybe can't use Hooters, but like I heard Shaq's Big Chicken is supposed to have like a wing situation like that. Just special for Super Bowl. I don't know. Or even make the little wing dings that they have on what's it called? The special app, what is it called? Insert room service, maybe the room service wings. Just have like a buffet with like maybe a few of those just for Super Bowl. I think they could have did a little better with just that, like the Super Bowl food. However, the big screen, the entertainment, the vibe of the crowd. Only thing they can't do is they can't show commercials on Carnival, but the game streamed nicely. No issues. Oh, t-shirt. Oh no, actually it's not a new t-shirt. I just don't wear it frequently. I don't wear it frequently because I don't know. Sometimes I don't want like the eyes. Like I feel like everybody kind of has these subscribe shirts. I don't know. I need to whip it out again. But I've only worn it like maybe once or twice on a cruise. Usually I don't have like a routine yet for like a boarding day outfit or aesthetic. I think that would probably help with like engagement and consistency if I keep like my hair and stuff the same or have like a boarding day outfit. So we're working on that branding. But yeah, no, it's an old shirt. I think it was one of probably the first things I bought. When did I buy this? I bought it for Melanie at Sea, the first group cruise. And it was so weird because I had it and I just felt like I wanted to do like this the whole time. Because it was like, who? See it with what? CSEA? Brandon said, did you say wings? Yes, Brandon. I was hoping. I think like Carnival has, I mean, the passengers, you watch that video. Oh, I got to get back to answering Auntie's question, but I was talking about, she's asking about at the end of that video, this is the question. At the end of the video, I show debarkation, and I also show, I had a late flight, so I decided to get day use. So it's kind of like, I think I used Resort Pass, maybe, or either Resort for a day. But anyway, there was a hotel. It was $75. So it was a flat rate, but it wasn't the overnight rate. If that helps you answer questions. So Auntie, it wasn't an hour. I don't think I want to go to an hourly hotel, girl. But it was like, but it wasn't the full overnight rate. So it was like $75. My issue was I think it was worth it just to lay out a little bit. However, I went to brunch at Ruby Sunshine, which is amazing. It's like the cousin for Ruby Slipper. And all this is in the video. I didn't do a premiere today, but the video that I released at 8 o'clock a.m. today was y'all's video for the day. And I got to figure out what I'm going to do next week since I'm be on the highest, or I'm be traveling. I feel like I keep giving this one away. I don't know if I'm gonna drop it or premiere next week. We'll see. But anywho, I cover like what is a resort for the day, like day pass kind of situation. I thought it was worth it. But my issue was I went to Ruby Sunshine, which is, if you all been to New Orleans, there's a restaurant called the Ruby Slipper that's highly recommended. Always has a long line. And they have a cousin or a spinoff restaurant in Charleston called the Ruby Sunshine. So I spent too much time at brunch, and I should have been making my way to the day use hotel or hotel for a day. So I didn't spend as much time there, but I can see it being a good option for families instead of like having the kids running around the airport. Get a hotel room, order some food, and y'all can stretch out however you want to for a few hours. So yeah, I would just say make sure you spend all the hours there versus doing what I did. I think I was only there for like 4 of my initial. I thought I was gonna be there for like 8. Brandon says wings. Yes, I was basically saying Carnival for Super Bowl. The vibe was great for Super Bowl. Loved all the different options to view, but I think they should just make sure they offer some Super Bowl food like nachos, wings, that kind of stuff, just on the buffet on Super Bowl Sunday. I'm debating if I want to do Royal, but Royal just doesn't seem like enough of a vibe for me for Super Bowl, but I would give it a try. But I really enjoyed the vibe on Carnival Sunshine. I enjoy the Carnival Sunshine ship. They just got to figure out, hopefully before it goes to Norfolk, figure out how to get the bugs out the ship, because that was an issue that if you look in the comments of my first video, my embarkation day video, people were trying to tell me that like I made that up and I planted bugs. I'm like, 1, get a life. And 2, like there are about 4 other people who chimed in and said for that ship that they've seen them themselves and they had them in their cabin. So it's something going on with that sunshine that hopefully they get it right. And don't confuse sunshine and sunrise. So a lot of people are like, oh, sunrise, a poop cruise. No, sunrise is in Miami. Sunshine is in Charleston, and it's going to Norfolk, Virginia after the new year. So hope that helps somebody. Folks are speaking. Hey, MH Family Adventures. Where are y'all? Here they go. Hey, Carly in the chat. Hey. Folks are coming in. And then we say, Yellow says, I feel you. I've been wrapping up my Canada cruise for over a month. Yeah, I mean, it just sometimes editing bug is like, it comes to you, the exact vision, and sometimes you got some video, you're like, But actually, this was kind of by choice because I knew I didn't want to keep doing the 2. I was initially doing 2 videos a week, and that was a bit much. And it was seemed like, for me, again, I'm a numbers girl. Hello, 45 people. My name is Carlene. The C with C. If you're here, we're doing our Monday meetup where I don't go live every week, but I go live when we are about to travel, and we have a trip announcement that I'm going to get to very shortly. Probably in the next, after I finish the statement. But yeah, I used to do weekly videos. It became too much. And then again, I was saying I'm a numbers girl. I was starting to notice whenever I did 2 videos in a week, for some reason, it seemed like that second video would like not do as well. And I wasn't sure. It seemed like almost like the algorithm would just stop the content, like maybe stop the first video. I don't know. So I feel like I got better with the views and then my own consistency when I went to just 1 video a week. That's my suspicion. I'm not sure if that's a real true algorithm thing, but it was just something I noticed. But I do want to step up more of my shorts. So I got to figure out a day to plan the shorts. But anywho, y'all get to see some inside or hear some inside baseball. And I need to stretch content too, because like, I'm a solo all the way around woman, etc. So like, I got to make sure that like I can take enough trips to get us through a year. But like, I don't know if like the 2, like the, like if I did 2 videos, I would eat up content a little too quickly. All right, we're about to get in our triple announcement. On the go says, I've been struggling with how often now that family is doing better. Oh yeah, I'm happy that your brother's doing better. So yeah, but pick what pace works for you. Everybody has their own pace, speed. Don't compare yourself to nobody else. Just pick what works for you. And for me, it works for me to take my day off and tell everybody else no. I don't schedule calls. I don't leave the house. I do only thing I'm doing on Fridays is drinking my coffee in the morning and start editing. So, and that's helped me get out videos every Monday at 8 p.m. So, anywho, all right, enough of the boring stuff. Welcome in 47 people. So, like I said, I only go live when we are about to travel. And this week we are traveling. So, on Friday, I am flying to Miami to get on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady. Now, I feel like I should drop a poll. Are y'all tired of me getting on Virgin Voyages? It'll only be my third one. However, I am curious, and well, I'm excited about this one in two ways. So, my spidey sense says, and I won't say the names, but I think I'm going to be on the ship with at least two other channels that I know. One I've met, one I only have seen in the chat, but have not met them yet. And then there's a lady who, she does like drone stuff. She's on the video. I mean, I think she's on this voyage. I think she listed all her cruises. And I was like, oh, so that'll probably be my one that I'll have to like hype myself up and just say hello. But I get to meet someone that has been in the chat frequently, but I have not been able to meet in person yet. So I'm excited about that. And then I think I'm going to be sailing with some of my favorites too. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right on boarding day. But yeah, I want to get on Valiant Lady because I am going to be planning the Good Government Getaway, which is my group cruise. So some of you who may or may not be following, I should have pulled up the thing, but I'll post it in the community tab. I am hosting a group cruise on Labor Day 2025. So you have over a year to plan. It will be on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady, and I'm taking the same itinerary that I'm taking on Friday. So I'm doing the Dominican days. They have a beautiful, beautiful port in Taino Bay in Puerto Plata. Beautiful port that it kind of gives like beach club vibes. It's like Burning Man meets beach club. So I want to like curate some activities. So I'm taking I guess a research trip to get ready for my group trip. So yeah, if you are interested in the Good Government Getaway, you want a quote, make sure you email me at seeitwithc@gmail.com, and I'll probably just post a flyer if you want to do your own research. But it's August 29th through September 3rd, 2025 on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady. And I'm also curious about, I know they say basically all the lady ships are the same, but I want to kind of go around and spy, like, are there any subtle differences on Valiant Lady? I know it seems like each ship has its own crew, so I'm curious to see like what the vibe of this cast is, since I've already sailed with Happenings cast, since I already sailed with the Scarlet Lady Happenings cast. But I do think maybe one or two people, I think like Ryan the foodie is switching ships, so I think he'll be on Valiant. I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see like what the new faces, what that's going to do. So what do y'all think about the trip announcement? All right, back into the chat. We got, and if there's anything that you want to see, I do think it's going to be an interesting one because I'm in the Facebook group for the sailing, and I think I'm seeing bad weather, which I'm like, dang it, because Mariner of the Seas, we encountered some bad weather. It was interesting the day that the captain, whenever I released the Hideaway video, we had to leave Hideaway Bay Beach, whatever, early, Royal Caribbean, and it was like we were expecting choppy seas, and then the last day, if you're watching Parkers of the Goes video, they catch it really great. There was really bad weather, so I need to reach out to I have a homeboy who's like a true meteorologist, like he quickly taught me it's not there's TV meteorologists, but like he's the actual researcher. So I got to get my weather report because it was funny because I was selling with him and his family when I did the Disney Wish, and Brad was like, shout out to Brad if you watch the replay. Brad was like, it's gonna rain, and I was like, it always says it's gonna rain in the Caribbean. Well, we literally got washed out, and his what is it called, forecast was correct. So, and then for Mariner, he was like, I told him I had an excursion, and he was like, Nassau is gonna be nasty. And sure enough, we couldn't even report in Nassau. So I need to reach out to him and get my weather forecast. But according to the Facebook group, we're supposed to have some nasty weather. So we got to see. And people are saying that their Dominican Republic excursions have already been canceled. So I need to check on the weather. But my plan is to, weather pending, get off the port, or maybe I need to bring like a raincoat, get off at the port to like see if I can do some planning for my group cruise, which is next year in 2025. Email me at cwc@gmail.com if you're interested in going. And then where else do we go? Of course, Bimini. And this time at Bimini, my plan is I'm doing it again, weather pending, because I've been trying to get y'all like more excursions and stuff like that and experiences on the vlog. And like the weather guys have not been cooperating. So, but I have an epic, like I am nervous myself. So it'll be interesting to see if I clam up. I got a GoPro to capture it. I have an epic excursion for Bimini, weather pending. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's only a quick little 5-day. All right, let's get back into the chat. But if there's anything you want to see at the Taino Bay Port or at Bimini, let me know. Liam says, I've seen some YouTubers get more subs and views from posting less rather than more. Just something I noticed. Yeah, I can see that. Because I think sometimes if you overpost, sometimes it puts you in like shadow ban land. Basically the algorithm kind of, I think what it looks at is like, are you getting the clicks? And sometimes if you have too many videos, like I like to do room tours, but those videos, and I like to like show you my hotel room, right? Like those videos I know aren't going to get too many clicks, but I have to be careful because I kind of believe my algorithm suspicion is like, if I log too many videos with few clicks, it won't push me out to everyone. So that's why subscribing and hitting a notification bell is important, because sometimes if the algorithms for some reason aren't saying that your favorite YouTuber has released a video, then you might not get it unless you hit those buttons. It was interesting. Today I released a video at 8 o'clock, and then I was looking at the group chat, and it took until 2 p.m. for somebody to notice that I have released a video. I can see the numbers slowly like trickle up throughout the day. So yeah, hitting those notification bells helps us, because sometimes like I don't always go for the most popular. I truly like to share information. So I know like me showing you my hotel in Charleston, I know it's not going to go viral or hit 100,000. Not 100,000. I have never hit yet. Not yet. 100,000 is coming. But like, I know it's not going to even hit, like, I love my video. If I can hit 100,000 views, excuse me, then I'm like, yay. But I'm like, those videos don't. However, in my head, I'm like, people have reached out to be like, oh, you showed me the room that I'm going to stay in on my cruise ship, or you showed me the cabin type I'm going to stay in, or you gave me an idea for like a pre-cruise hotel or a Disney hotel. Like, that's more important to me than like the views. But I do know like some of those, if you produce too many like videos that aren't getting hits, then they kind of like put you in the trenches. Hello, 52 people. Welcome in. My name is Carlene, See It With C. And this is a Monday meetup where we don't go live every week, but when we go live, we have a triple announcement. And I will be going on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady on Friday. I'm also breaking the cardinal travel rule, which some of you OGs do it anyway. So I will say this is a do as I say, not as I do moment, but I am flying in the day of Virgin, because as a solo cruiser, those pre-cruise hotels have been adding up, and the pre-cruise hotels plus the drinks and the food. And next thing you know, I'm like, I have spent X amount of money and I haven't got on a ship yet. So, but Virgin leaves a little later. So I am, don't do this if you are not a seasoned traveler. I also have, I have a yearly travel insurance package. So every October or September, I can't remember when my package expires, but I basically buy a package for the year because I need it. So yeah, I am flying out on Friday to catch the ship. But Virgin leaves at 6. I know I track my flight, and my flight, even if my flight leaves at 8:40, it's the first. That's that first flight. That's that plane's first flight of the day. So if you look on American Airlines, you can kind of see. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if it's going to show here. Let's see. American has a way that shows you like where your plane is. Hopefully I don't lose anybody. Somebody might get really bored about this level of nerdiness I'm about to show you, but it's okay. The people who care watch it. So let's see if I don't know how it's going to show. Okay. So this is my flight on Friday morning, right? On the bottom, it says incoming flight. And if you hit that, it's a little button that says incoming flight. And so you can see my incoming flight arrived 7:01 p.m. the previous day. So my plane will be sitting in DC. So as long as the crew, gets their butt to the plane on time, we should be good to go. And Virgin Voyages doesn't leave until late. So and it looks like weather is okay. So send good travel vibes. Or if you see me come live from my house on Friday, y'all know what happened. Welcome in 53 people. Folks are speaking. Hey, Bo. Bo says, hit the like. June 15th is my next one on the Jubilee. Awesome. 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 You are selling out right after my birthday. I'm June 14th. Liam saying, go on BV, go on as much as you want. Hey, I want to just vacation as much as I want. But no, this one's actually kind of a research trip. So I'm literally taking the same itinerary that I'm going to do for my group cruise in the next year. Do some research because I previously have sailed this itinerary before, but we didn't do a lot of time at the Taino Bay Cruise Port. So that's why I picked that one. I picked this itinerary because we literally walked through it and I was like, oh, this is pretty. And then we spent maybe an hour we got back. So I want to curate a day at that port or really close to that port and then spend most of the day at the port. And yeah, so this is research purposes. Who else we got? Hey, folks speaking. Hey, together we travel. Hey, neighbor, welcome in. Gina's World says, excited for you always. Yes. And I love Virgins. If you are on Virgin, you can find me at the On the Rocks bar. They usually have really good live entertainment. So usually you'll find me, and their bands do multiple long sets. And that was something that we didn't capture for Mariner. And we were actually we talking about Parker's on the Go. Excuse me. Parker's on the Go, when I was with them on the Mariner, we noticed Royal Caribbean actually lets their bands do long sets, where if you ever catch Carnival's live, their live musicians, it's they sing 3 songs and then they're like, okay, everybody, we got to go take a break. So I appreciate Royal for that. And at least Mariner of the Sea, that band, he did several sets. But same for Virgin, their live musicians, they go for a nice, decent set, take a break, come back. And then I will say the in-between activities between there's something to do between performances. So that's helpful too. MH says, will you be porting in DR? I'll be there Monday. What? Yes. I heard I get bad weather. Hold on, let me see what day. Rockwell, don't tip me with a good time. Hold on. I got to use the Shipmate app. Let's see. When do we get to? Oh, we get there a day early. So we arrive on Sunday, Rockwell. And you'll be there right behind. Dang it. Well, if they do something, because I know we have bad weather, so maybe they might prolong it or something. If we end up on Monday, because I know it's supposed to be bad weather on Sunday in the cruise port, but also, I don't know. But I'll remember that you are going to be there on Monday just in case. Tuesday. Oh, no. Tuesday we're going to be at Bimini, so we'll definitely miss each other for that one. But thank you. I would love to cross paths for sure. Game Changer says, are you interested in doing a transatlantic cruise or have you done one? I have not done a transatlantic cruise. And yes, I am interested in doing one. Virgin Voyages, actually, I don't know if I want to do one on Virgin though. But it was interesting you say that, Auntie, because I was looking. They're trying to sell some of their, they have a transatlantic itinerary. I can't remember I think that's December. That's going to stop in Spain and Morocco. And it's 14 days and then stop in Miami or something like that. And I was like, oh, I would get on this one. However, I don't know if I Virgin doesn't have enough stuff, I don't think, for me for a transatlantic. So I would have to do a big ship, a really big ship to entertain myself. I think Virgin is a little too quiet for me to do a transatlantic. But I am interested. It's just about the matter of I have to find the right one because I would have to probably find a holiday week. And the way I take leave, I don't think I can. I feel a transatlantic would take up most of my leave and I'll be the only cruise I was able to do. Hey, Scrolls Nest. Hey, Steven, seeing everyone else. Welcome in. Welcome in. Folks are saying, love your life right now, Rockwell. Yes, for sure. And this is actually Hug a Travel Agent Day. Y'all send love to Rockwell. She had a busy day today, and I will leave it at that. A couple of us TAs did today. I had an interesting little curveball that hit me today. So if you all use your TAs, travel agents, make sure y'all are cognizant of their time. Okay. All right. We are working the best we can, trying to find y'all the right deals. trying to give you excellent customer service. Just make sure you know you are the epitome of a gold star client. All right, that's all we ask for. uh Yo, she said, yep, it's super crazy. Howie Cruz is, oh, hey, shout out to Howie Cruz. I got to meet them. So I was telling some of y'all at the beginning, I went to the Clear 360 conference. And I got to meet Howie Cruz, which they're gonna have. I'm not gonna spill the beans, even unless you already, but they're gonna have some really, really great content coming. They had an amazing opportunity to happen to them at Clear 360. I know I'm gonna be plugged in. But it was a good, again, when Kristen asked, like, what's the best that's ever happened to me? It's truly meeting and connecting with people and like getting out of my comfort zone and not being like, because sometimes I can be very much like, or like, you know, scared to say hi because you're kind of like, are they going to be weird? Am I going to be weird? Who's going to be weirder? But no, Howie Cruz, cool couple. I got to meet them at the Clear 360 conference. If you are a channel member who popped in late, I'm going to do a video for my channel members on the 360 experience. Probably not until after I get back from this cruise on Friday. But follow Howie Cruz, especially you want to follow them in around July-ish. They're going to have some really cool first looks at a new ship coming. Folks are speaking. Curtis poses a question. What kind of GoPro do you have? I'm thinking of getting one. So this is actually an accident purchase. I was trying to stall on getting a GoPro, and I actually I bought a printer, and then one of my friends like gave me a printer. But I took the printer back to Best Buy too late. And Best Buy has this like terrible new policy. Like I don't used to be able to take some back to Best Buy anytime. Well, anyway, Best Buy has this policy where you have to bring it back in 15 days. And so I went, of course, got on a cruise ship, came back, and you know, like a normal person, needed to veg out for a couple of days. I didn't answer that question. Needed to veg out for a couple of days and went to go finally take that printer back. I took it back literally like a day late. Now their return policy is 15 days. So anyway, they were like, well, we can't give you your money back, but we can't give you your money back, but you get like a credit or a gift card. So I was like, well, went ahead and bit the bullet and got me a GoPro, because if you all followed my, what is it called? That St. Martin video, I went snorkeling and I did not feel comfortable. I had bought my new video camera that I use now, but I did not feel comfortable even putting it in like a waterproof pouch because it was like less than a month old. So now, because of the excursion I'm getting going on Bimini, I bought one, and it's the GoPro 10. So it's not the newest, but it was in the price range for what my credit was. And I'm just waiting for, I got the SD card. I got like the floating handle, so I can really like just jump in. And if I freak out and it comes out of my hand, it'll at least float. So yeah, but now I haven't turned it on and tried it yet. I haven't even charged it. I literally took this out the box this morning because I was like, oh shoot, I'm about to go travel in the later in the week. And I'm like, I might need to figure out how to use this. And the first thing I know is I need to buy the SD card. So Amazon, do your magic. Wednesday, I can set my camera up and see how it works. So yeah, come back, Curtis Polk. I'll tell you how I feel about it on some good snorkeling. Folks are speaking a game changer. Howie Cruz says, missed you at the Friday breakfast. Virgin did an awesome show. Looking forward to hearing about your Scarlet Lady trip. Cool, I'm going on Valiant Lady, but you know they're the same. But yeah, Virgin, Howie Cruz is talking about Cruise 360, which is like a cruise conference. A lot of travel agents go. I'm personally working on getting my CLIA certification, because it's just like if y'all know, I'm an educator. And I study everything. So, you know, I became a TA, a travel agent or advisor in 2022. So I've been like studying my craft, getting better. So this year I was like, I'm gonna go to that Clear 360 conference. So yeah, I went this year, and like each what is it called? Ship does their own thing, or each cruise line does its kind of own thing. Virgin had a breakfast this time around. And that one sold out really quickly, or filled up really quickly. But yeah, Howie Cruz, I actually skipped Friday. I checked out of my hotel and I went over to hang out with Sid Cruiser and Siobhan. So I played hooky from the conference on Friday. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be a geek. I'm just gonna hang out with my friends. However, I will say in that whole conference, the two things I got excited about were I'm excited about Explorer Journeys, and I can't remember what the other thing I was excited about. So I must not be that excited about it. It was something I was texting in the group chat, and I was telling Rockwell and like some of the other folks. I was like, these two things have me excited. Explorer Journeys has me excited because I think it gives you luxury at an accessible price point, and everything is included. So I'm looking forward to like trying them out. I can't remember. I was saying this. Was it Sun? No, Aqua. Norwegian Aqua. I am. So those are the two things I'm excited about. Explorer Journeys is a brand, and then Norwegian Aqua is a new ship coming. At first, I wasn't really like pressed to get on Norwegian Aqua, and then watching like some of their commercials at the conference, I kind of like put me into like, hey, 50 people wanted to get on that ship. So those are kind of like if I had like exciting moments from Clear 360, those would be the two. Who else we got? Cruising Capers. Hi. Gina's World says, I fly in the day of quite often. I know. I know. But I'm quite seasoned. I use the FlightAware app to check my incoming flight. Also, prayer always helps. Yes, prayer and insurance package. Because look, if if you're still in here, should something happen on Friday, I'm coming over your house. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start trying to fly in early or day of more, as long as it's not like a big meaningful cruise. Like some cruises, I'm like if I did Icon, like I'm all that money, I'm gonna go the day before. But like, some of the smaller cruises, experiences that like don't mean a lot. Like my family cruise, I'm definitely flying in the day before. Cause like my mom would like have another baby if I just decide to like fly in the day of. One, if I don't fly with her, and two, if something happens and I don't make the ship. So, but I think now like some of my solo adventures, I'm gonna just wing it and go on the day of. However, again, like Gina said, we do not recommend that unless you are a seasoned cruiser, the port, that kind of thing. Folks are speaking. Can't wait to hang with you guys again. Folks are speaking. Oh, Lord, y'all practicing dominoes. Who else we got? Sig the Solo Cruiser says, On the Rocks is my favorite spot on Virgin. Great music. Yes. And that first band, which they're actually the first band I ever was on for Virgin, or whenever I was on Virgin the first time. The band was called Something Wave. They're actually going to the Med. They're a band out of somewhere out of Florida. And they're actually going on Sky Lady to the Mediterranean. I was hoping that they were coming on the Valiant, but they're not. They're going on because they were really good. The band who was on December, they weren't too bad, but that first band, they were really good because they look like a bunch of little geeky boys. And then the vocals and the instruments, I can't remember the name of it. It's like West Wave or New Wave. They're great. Virgin, they're going to the Med. Folks are practicing their dominoes, etc. We have a question. Hey, Destination Fun, welcome in. Hopefully you're still here. Destination Fun says, Sail with Sea, what is your favorite cruise line? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, so I have a loyalty answer. And then I have a a true experience answer. So I would say Carnival will be my favorite always because Carnival is my first cruise. It's the one that my family sails in the most. However, from my own, and I'm a loyal person. Like I'm the person who, my mama got State Farm, I got State Farm. My mama uses Prego, I'm gonna use Prego. So Carnival is kind of like my favorite because it was my first cruise ever. However, if you want to say cruise line, that experience on Celebrity got me. Oh, 3 people did not like that I said Carnival's my favorite cruise line. It's okay. It's okay. You can come on to the fun ship. But no, I think as like a experience, like full experience with I love music, I love food, and I love sitting on the Lido. And I think Celebrity wraps all of that into a bunch. So of the ones I've sailed so far, Celebrity is my experience-wise, cruise line, loyalty-wise, it'll be Carnival. But Celebrity, I enjoyed just the level of service, the cabins. That Lido deck feels very resort vibes. So yeah, and I have two more celebrity cruises coming up, so I'm excited to see. Like, I also said, like, I might have played myself because the Celebrity Ascent was like my first celebrity cruise, so it'll be interesting to see if beyond, or I have a couple more cruises lined up, so it'll be interesting to see if like the 2 ships that I'm on, they're all Edge class though, if they are the same experience as Ascent. So yep, that's my answer. Thanks for asking that. But yeah, I am very close. Actually, when we have our next Monday meetup, I'll be announcing my Platinum Carnival cruise. Because I think that Carnival gets dinged for some things that are beyond its control, but I think they have really still good. They do what they can with the price point. So, and I never had a bad time on Carnival. Who else we got? Yes. Oh, working on a destination wedding. Oh, we're talking about travel agents and how stressful it is. So Cruising Caper says, yes, you're working. Listen, let's drop. I know we're in here like hour and 15 minutes. Don't want to hold y'all too long, but let's drop in the chat. Like, what are some, if you are a TA, which a lot of you are TAs at this first quick look, what are some of your etiquette? Drop some etiquette points for people who might be watching the replay. If somebody is looking to book, what should they and should they not do? And I will say what you should not do, like one of my biggest pet peeves is the research. You ask me to research something and then you just go mute. Like, I'd rather you just say, hey, I'm not going to use your services, or hey, we're not ready to book right now. So don't leave your TAs hanging on the line. If you reach out to a travel agent, don't just be like, oh, I ain't like the prices they quoted me, and ghost. Use your words. Because oftentimes, like, you might say that and they'll be like, oh, well, like, oh, I didn't like the price point that you presented me. Oh, well, what price point are you seeing? Are we matching apples to apples? Can I status match you? Maybe you didn't provide me all the information. That was another thing. Provide people the information. Because I have like a form where I'll send people on, to get them onboarded. And sometimes people rather just have like a call, which I can work with. But like that form, so they send you the form, just fill it out because it gives us information to kind of be like, oh, certain subtle things. Like I had one person who I was just like, oh, I thought like, I didn't realize they wanted the cheapest price. And on my form, it says like, are you a budget person or are you like an experience? And it wasn't like a significant difference. But I didn't realize that they were looking for literally like the bottom price point. So when they reached out and they were like, oh, this is like $75 more than I'm seeing. And I'm like, oh, because I'm not going to just put you, I want to pick your cabin. Like, I don't want to just like say, hey, you get a guaranteed cabin. And sometimes it's really good. And then sometimes like I've picked a guarantee, which I'm not picky, but I remember getting a guaranteed cabin on Carnival Celebration, something about that fifth floor celebration. It literally had the I-95 behind my headboard. So you can hear every morning about 5 o'clock stuff rolling. Well, that was for me. However, if I was booking for that for somebody and they weren't happy, like we could have avoided that, So, I would say my two tips are don't ghost the TA, communicate, keep communicating because 9 times out of 10, we can work with you some way, somehow. Or you can just say like it frees up our time too, because in my head I'm like, oh, I haven't heard from so-and-so. I got to follow up with them. And I can be generating a quote for somebody who's ready to go versus like following up with you when you're not ready to book. So that's my kind of thing. And then like, filling out our what's it called? Our intake form is also helpful because that allows us to kind of figure out what you vibing for. Do you want the cheapest price? Are you looking for an experience or, you just want to sail? Like those are like, go on a ship. Like those are all things that we can like kind of mitigate in some of those initial communications. So happy to see what other people are going to write in the chat. Howie Cruz says, love meeting and connecting with everyone. You are awesome. Can't wait to sail with you. We didn't get enough time together. Love, love, love. Yes, and I appreciate y'all because it just so happened that we were like a row up from one another. And Howie Cruz invited me to like sit at the table. We had lunch together. But yeah, I was kind of like moving and shaking. I was doing a lot of multitasking during the conference. And then when I found out that Sharon was gonna be in town, I just decided to skip Friday. So yes, we do have to hang and hopefully we cruise soon. And I know you all up here in the Northeast corridor too. So your cruise port is easy for me to get to via train. Let's see. On the go with Yellow says, I requested one for Mother's Day. We'll see if I get it. Is that a cruise? We shall see. Good luck. Phil and D is giving me GoPro tips. They say, get you some wrist straps for that GoPro. Current could be strong and all you'll watch the handle float away. Yes. Yeah, Phil. And it was indeed, it was interesting because I was like, because the price, I bought the tripod, it was floating. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait for that little $15, dollars. And someone said, just go ahead and buy it now. So the price went up, but hopefully I don't want to see my investment float away for sure. So yes, I do have a wrist strap. And my goal is I need to set this thing up. I need to just turn it. I haven't even turned it on yet. So it'll be interesting to see how this thing works. Do I need a case? Like I can get in the ocean like this, or do I need, I'm not planning on like going, beyond its depth. Like, I'm just probably snorkeling with it. I'm not scuba diving. But do I need a case? Or I can get in? Let me know. Can I get in with this like this? Lord, I'm about to mess up the GoPro already. Thank you for that tip. No problem. I will enjoy my cruise on Virgin. Yes, Valiant Lady. It'll be interesting to see like what are the or is it truly the same as Scarlet, or like what are the subtle differences? So I'll be kind of having a little bit of a subtle difference search on Scarlet. Howard Cruz says, other than breakfast, you missed nothing on Friday. Dang. Because I was wondering, hold on, pause for cause. Welcome in 54 people. I was kind of like beating myself up for missing the showcases because, I know there were some giveaway opportunities. Like there were like a couple like little free cruise opportunities, like raffle, that kind of thing. So I was like, dang, I really want to make sure I got to like Royals. What is it called? They do showcases where they put like 5 or 6 cruise lines together. However, I will say like if you are for those preview, like some of those sessions were kind of like, because a lot of us watch so many cruise ships, like even some of you who aren't TAs, like the Disney presentation, I was like, they did not tell us anything new that like anybody who's checking for the Disney treasure, like via YouTube, didn't already know. I found it valuable to like do some of the showroom and then have an opportunity to get in front of like some of the like execs. But even then it was a little crazy, like probably pre-plan some appointments to talk to folks because it gets like insane in that exhibit hall. But talking to some of the folks who like the smaller, tables that didn't have a whole lot of folks, that was helpful. Okay, I'm gonna save the rest of my Cruise 360 for my channel members. Who we got? Game Changer says, since I've seen MH Family Adventures short, which is hilarious, so MSC World America, it has piqued my interest. How about you? Yes. So yeah, some of you all with Auntie of the Seas is referring to is Raquel from MH Family Adventures. Actually, a few people. So MSC, is trying to build up some what is it called? Awareness about its new ship that's coming out, which is the World America. And Raquel did a video featuring that. So go to her channel to see what that's about. But yeah, it piqued my interest. And I would say, like I've said a while ago, I've immediately booked. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. But yeah, it's been booked since almost, I can't say a year. That ship, I booked it a while ago, but they were also giving out that ship for free at 360, not for everyone. It was a raffle. It was a raffle like 430 and one person won. So somebody got on World America for free. But yeah, I was mentioning, if you all, I did a lunchtime live, and I got really deep into my thoughts about MSC and the things they need to do possibly to like enhance their US experience. So that's if you are interested in listening to a live while you're working or something, I can't remember what I named it. MSC is like, it's basically, it's whatever live. It says Couch Cruisers, and it's labeled MSC. Destination Fun says, we are on the Celebrity Ascent this year. You're going to enjoy it. It knocked my socks off. Really good entertainment. I know somebody, I think Regina, somebody went on it for their birthday. I think it was Regina. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to announce that Regina went on for her birthday, but their cruise director was on vacation. However, it was still, I heard a vibe. So yeah, the Ascent didn't miss. Like, I can't even think of one thing that I was like, they could have did this better. Only thing I can think of is I just needed more time. Fast and Tree in the building. Mel in the Move is here. Travel Vibes with Angel is here. She's speaking. On the go of YOLO is asking for TA tips. Should check your documents as soon as I send them. Oh, YOLO, I didn't realize you were a TA too. Yes. So we were talking about like what are things that like pet peeve travel agents, and yes, not reading the fine print, or not even the fine print. The thing like, is your name spelled correctly? Is your email spelled correctly? Please check that as soon as your TA sends you those confirmation documents so that they can check any typos immediately. Phil and D says, then you go to Facebook groups and get told the wrong information. Yes. And I will say again, like, just ask again, if you are working, if you decide to work with a TA, and I get like we are in the era, because I was thinking about that. That was a question I had posed to some of my, friends who I chat with. What strategies do we have for like the millennial fact checker, right? Because a lot of us, like our parents, like some of us came from a generation where, not me, but like my parents' generation, right, where they were using a TA, a travel agent, because that was the only way they can book, right? And then we came through the .com era where all these things you used to use a person for, you can technically use, use the internet to search, etc. However, like the internet is not going to tell you the reason why you probably don't want to get on Carnival Freedom is because the funnel might catch on fire again. And it was funny because I didn't want to put my client on that one, but we were between like a couple of ships, and and it was itineraries. But like you want to just be able, but at least I was able to kind of warn them of like, hey, this ship, had a little issue before. But even like the internet won't like match you with personality, right? So the internet might be like, Phil and D, like, oh, the internet's gonna be like, oh, this is like a young couple, fun, like, it's not going to match. It's just basically like, oh, you want to buy this ship? Great. Like, so that's why reason like you can still like lean on people. That's why TAs are like still like useful. And a lot of us book so many people that you just know, like, what are the fees? What are the ins and outs? Where can you find the cabin? What are the rules? Those kind of things. Whereas people on Facebook, we just saying anything. And some people are actually giving the right information. But what happens is you're getting like two pieces of like what is it called? Competing pieces of information that you're just like, I don't know. So yes, just ask your person, work with your person, and just keep the lines of communication open. Cruise and Caper says, know your budget. Yes. And that's when, and I think what happens is people don't be scared to tell a travel agent what your budget is. A good agent is not necessarily being like, oh, they said $5,000, so I'm going to find a package that's $4,998. No, because what happens is I'll find something, and usually I'm kind of like, I shop for people's cruises like how I shop for myself. Because I'm like, is this price going to scare the bejesus out of them? Like usually I'm like, eh. So what happens is, you provide a price and it's like, oh, actually, that's what I can't afford. I can't afford that, this. I got to need this. Like, oh, that balcony is not in the moment right here. Like, we're going to have to go to do, a different cabin category, those kind of things. So, yeah, just know your budget and share your budget. And again, a good TA doesn't want to get you all the way to the budget, because I know I want you to be able to get excursions. I want you to be able to get to your cruise, because I don't want to have the conversation about how, you took the cheapest flight and never made it to the ship. Or, a conversation about, well, all the flights went up and now the flight in our budget, we don't know how we get to the cruise port, period. So just know your budget and share your budget. It's not about, and I won't say for everybody, but I know a few of you in this chat. And I will also say, like, for some of the TAs in this chat, I don't think they're like trying to we're going to break the bank. And if they say this is their price point, we're going to get you right there. We're really trying to make sure that we can find a good experience for you that's within your budget, and we're not constantly revising and going back and forth. And you're like, I could have just looked at the internet. No, you could have just shared your budget and we could find something that matches you. So thank you, Cruising Capers, another seasoned TA in the chat. She says, don't look for prime rib and you only can afford Wendy's. Yeah, or don't just think like, okay, well, I'm gonna give them these 2 days and let you just pick. Because I think what happens a lot of times, people, and give dates. Give dates, you know. Because what I usually do is I'll look for something that's like, okay, this looks like it's reasonable within your dates. But yeah, I've had people be like, can I go? I want to go to this island. I want to go to St. Martin. And I show them, I'm like, you were better off telling me how much you could afford. Fats and C's, yep, don't quote and leave the TA. And if you can't, like, if it's not working out for you, something that came up in another live, I think it was Parking on the Go live when they did the cruise control transportation. The owner of cruise control transportation said, interview your travel agent. Because I will say, no, I'm not gonna say that. Interview your travel agent, because it was interesting to see all the different types of travel. I'll say that all the different types of travel agents who came to 360. Some people are working at a call center. Some people are like me and like a few of y'all who like really travel. Some people, that might be their only trip for the year. So, you know, like interview your travel agent, get to know them. Where have they been? What have they booked? Is this the first booking of its kind? You know, what time do they have to commit? Like those kind of things. Just ask questions. You know, once I book with you, what are you going to do? Are you going to price match for me or no? Is this the price I'm going to get? Don't ask about perks. Don't ask about perks. I like to surprise my clients. I don't like to feel like and this is me talking for a person. I don't like to feel like the only reason why you are coming through me is because you want to find the cheapest and lowest deal. In my head and a lot of other good TAs, we're already thinking, okay, this person booked with me. How am I going to really curate the experience? Like I gifted one of my clients a steakhouse dinner for 2. Didn't tell them, but like I feel like those are kind of things that just judges it up a little bit versus like, well, can you throw in a bottle of wine? Can you throw in? No, it kind of cheapens the experience. Okay, so just remember that we're in business, but we are people too. But yes, don't quote and peace out. That's not nice because that frees up time. I'm worried about you thinking like, are they going to pop up? Or you might pop up and I'll not be available. So just if we quote you something and it's not in your range, or if it's not right now, just say it. Hey, thank you for the quote. I'm not able to, book right now, or I'm going to use you in the future. Or hey, if you can't, hey, I can't book this, but you know what? I will keep you in mind the next time planning, or I will keep you in the mind whenever, I have a friend or refer you to somebody. Those kind of small things. I get it. Like life, we all got competing priorities, but don't just get the number and peace out. At least just say, communicate. Anywho, who else we got? Phil and D says, we don't use a case, but make sure you format your memory card in the GoPro before you start using to vlog. Ooh, I'm glad I asked. Okay. Will do. So Wednesday, I need to make sure I get on it and start getting my GoPro ready for a trip. Liam says he would use a case. Okay. Game Changer says, I get that all the time. I try to educate my clients about travel. And that's, again, Cruising Capers is on it. I believe Cruising Capers, they're out of Charleston. Let me know if I'm wrong. But if you are in the North Carolina area looking for a seasoned travel agent, you got one right here. Reach out to Cruising Capers. Because a good TA is, again, the internet's not going to educate you or give you conflicting information. We're going to tell you about like, here's what you do. Here's what you don't do. Here's some information about that. Oh, I'm looking at this itinerary. You say your 16-year-old is going to go with you. don't pick that itinerary. You might want to pick this itinerary because you have more opportunities at the port versus that port is going to be very boring. Those are the kind of things that we're able to say through experience. So yes, good point, cruising capers. Living a champagne life on a Bud Light budget. I love it. Liam says, I want that suite though. And listen, Liam, if I were a miracle worker as a businesswoman, I would try to get you that suite for $500. But you at least got to be like, we got to get some loyal, we got to get something going. Maybe I can make some magic happen. But yeah, it's the first time I'm booking you and you want all the things. But yes. Howie Cruz says, budgets are so important. Knowing that is how we agents can help you best. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Again, and I'll say it over and over again. Where most people who interview your TA, because you can get the vibe. You can get the vibe of if they just trying to be a used car salesman. No offense to used car salesmen, but you can get the vibe of if they just trying to get a sale or they're really trying to help you. And budget, if somebody's about their business, they're not trying to, again, max out that budget. They are literally just trying to say, what is the best experience that we can get you for what won't break your bank but falls in. So it helps a lot. Because it could be, it's not always the cheapest. It could just be this could be really your memory maker, right? Or it could be two ships that are within the same price point. And it's okay, for about, if you can stretch $200 more, or, actually this same experience might happen for a little cheaper. But just, it gives you a lot of information of you can just say okay, we can get you a little better ship, but again, no pressure. So it's, again, helpful information. Who we got? Game Changer says, how do you handle the help a brother out? Can I get a discount? The real difficult ones. Do you cut them loose or work with them still? I am learning boundaries. And no, I can't help you out. I can't make money appear out of the sky that you don't have. No, I can't front you $50 to make your deposit. Because that's a liability and that's my credibility on the line. And again, C has a full-time job that deals with some important things that if I mess up, that's my full-time livelihood, okay? So yeah, it's a lot of people kind of they don't want to deal with that person either. So it's probably a hard no and a no, I ain't gonna book you or I ain't gonna book you ever again. But yeah, I don't think anybody again, we want to give you the best price because we want you to keep coming back. So again, that's what I'm saying. Nobody out here trying to get over on folks in a sense of budget because we want you to be a repeat customer. So I want to make sure you have a good experience because we want the business back in a good way. Parker's on the go says, right, because I'm going to tell you up front, I don't book what I don't know. I don't know all inclusive, so I don't book it. And my theory is my personal philosophy is I don't book people on stuff that I have not personally gone to or experienced. Or the only time I have done it, and that was because somebody I really know. So I booked a couple for, I've been to Jamaica. However, a couple was I gave them some, and again, if you know what you want, tell us too. So I gave them 3 different hotels and they were oh, actually, we were looking at this Excellence brand. And so I was oh, I've never heard of the Excellence brand. I reached out to, I think I have a chat, little side chat, hey, has anybody ever been to this property? Because again, I'm I ain't about to set you up. So they were we actually want to stay at the Excellence. And I'm okay. I quickly looked at it. I'm it looks cute, but let me see. I was not about to sell them until Regina Davis said she had went to the one at Punta Cana and the brand was strong. Then I was okay. And I said, all right, y'all found a good one, and they were yeah, they had a friend who went. So we were able to compare stories and it worked. And then I was able to triangulate that data. They went to the Excellence Oyster Bay, had an amazing time. And now okay, cool. I'll add that one to my arsenal. But yeah, I ain't about to be I'm going to send you somewhere that requires 2 buses, a train, 3 planes, and I ain't never been and saw. And the person who will sell that to you, it hasn't been. So again, when you're talking about When I said like interview your travel agent, ask them, I'm thinking about a trip to here. Have you been? Have you booked it? What tips do you have? Those kind of things to avoid that person who might just be trying to book anything. And I'm not just saying like I'm saying even the people on the internet, because yes, Orbitz might be able to generate you a package. And I'm hearing some destinations, particularly Bali recently. And thanks 45 people for hanging in there. We're a little off cruising, but I've been hearing lately like Bali has, and it's a destination personally that I have on my list and think I'm going to go. Probably think I might try to do Bali like 2026. But anyway, I've heard Bali has a lot of catfish on their websites related to places to stay. So, and I'm a person, so I do, of course, as a TA, I do my own booking as well. But like that might be something that, again, if you're on the internet, TA or not, or somebody trying to book yourself, there are literally hotels in certain parts of the world, not all, but particularly I'm not going to say it's just Bali, but the reason why I know I've been researching Bali recently, and I've been hearing that a few of their hotels basically are catfish profiles. And I forgot they have a name for it. I can't remember what it's called. But essentially they're putting these hotel, like, what is it, profiles up, and then you get there and it's not the sexy good time that you thought it was going to be. So that's something to be mindful of too. So that's one of the ones that I'm going to like be relying heavily on my own, like, research, reaching out to friends who have been. So yeah, that is if you're interested in being a TA, or if you're a TA trying to stay out of trouble, like, don't book nothing that you haven't experienced or can't vouch for, because that's a quick way to, somebody on your line talking about data had flown somewhere and they want you to get the hell out, get them the hell out. Cruising Caper says, I gift my clients all the time. Yes. Yep. My clients get something for booking with me. And I personally wait until like after final payment to make sure they're my client for real. But most TAs will, again, make sure that you throw a little something extra in there. The couple that I sent to Excellence Oyster Bay, I threw in a private transfer because I was just like, okay, when you get to, especially like Jamaica, at one point, especially Montego Bay Airport had the worst customs experience. They actually said that they got through customs immigration pretty quickly. But when you, especially going to those hotels, a lot of times the shared shuttles are making like 5 stops and you're just ready to get to your destination. So I told them, hey, as a thank you for booking with me, I'm going to give you but again, like it enhances the experience, because it wasn't like what you going to give me? No. And it was just like, oh my gosh, like they were very grateful that like that level of consideration. So again, and it also depends, like, what's in the budget, those kind of things, etc. But like for the most part, if you work with us, and especially if you are a client that like did not give us a headache, because the headache clients are the ones I'm like, you done already booked up on my time. But if you are a good client, 9 times out of 10, you have a good TA, they're going to throw in something for you. Howie Cruz says, I wish the public understood the value of a TA and not at their expense. We really do know what we're doing, and for the best reasons. Exactly. And yeah, again, it goes back to, yes, because those websites are there. You think you can do booking.com, hotels.com, etc. But especially like, if you find a specialist. So most of us in the chat are cruise specialists. That's a given. We can give you really good, deep knowledge about cruise specialists. If you want to go to something I learned, there are people who specialize in Europe. There are people who specialize in Africa, and not all of Africa is safari. So those people specialize in destination weddings, those kind of things. So like you have like a deep knowledge, and a lot of times, especially as people, like, you get a lot of bookings, we have like those really close relationships that, like, again, Orbitz is not going to get you, booking.com is not going to get you, etc. Folks are speaking. Yes, the network is strong for sure. Because if I can't book you with something, so I can be like, hey, Howie Cruz is in New Jersey. All right, last couple comments here. 47 says, I love the personalized attention, different from AAA or AARP. TAs have personalities, and I dump them with a quickness. Well, thank you, Auntie. Yes, it's fun. I love, like, I get on the phone and I'm like, hey, girl. So I found Because often it comes to a conversation, and again, getting some of those worries out. It was interesting. I was talking to a client, and it's interesting. Like again, the how we cruise said the network is strong, and then also just experiencing certain things. So, like for instance, I am not a parent. However, my client was asking me because they're preparing and they had like teenagers, and they were like, before I book, I just have some questions about the onboard experience for teenagers. And I was able to break it down like, and I'm not a parent, but I've cruised enough and my network has a lot of parents. But I was like, oh, you don't have nothing to worry. I was like, first, you put your own family rules in place. So we had to have a good girlfriend conversation. I said, look, nobody else's room. I'm like, I'm not, you the parent, but some things I've heard from other parents is don't go in nobody's room, check in every hour or two, those kind of things. And I was like, but also, from a TA perspective of most of these people have early childhood degrees or some kind of education related degrees, those kind of things. So she actually felt like more at ease. Again, that's a conversation that like you're not going to get from an Orbitz or something like that. They're gonna be like, so what's the teenage experience? They're like, I don't know. Some of them haven't even been on a cruise before. All right, last conversation. Gina's World says, I've had a few people ask me to be an agent under them, multi-level marketing. I dislike all MLMs. What do you think about those companies? It's interesting. Full transparency, I'm not a recruiter. But I am under one of those companies. And because I know how to travel, I'm like, I don't do I'm not I'm not a salesperson, but there are people who do the both sides. I am just the travel agent, advisor. And I will say on the inside of a company who also does like you either can do the TA side or you can do the, I guess like not recruitment, but you can get like the people who want to be the TA. I never felt the pressure. The way that I found the person who I was talking to somebody on a cruise ship and she was just like, wow, like it was two conversations. And the second conversation ended up with the person who gave me more information about the business. But I didn't have an issue because I'm again, 30 some odd countries under my belt. So I understand travel. I do think the thing that gives me a pause is in the danger zone. That's why I said interview your TA, is that there are people who hear an opportunity to be a part of a business and they really don't understand that do you really know how to book people? Do you really know how to curate a travel experience? Like, don't just think about like, I want to do this, but like, if you have not been anywhere. So I will say I don't have an issue with that type of business because I am a part of an agency that does that component. But I will say as a traveler who's I would just say interview the people, make sure that they can answer your questions related to whatever you're trying to book, those kind of things. Because I would imagine there are some people who slip through. I know we had certain levels of training. I go through a lot of training. I like to be on top of all my training. But I think as a consumer, I guess if I could put my consumer hat on, what I'm hearing you say possibly could be like, how do I know I'm gonna get a good person? And I think like, yes, do your due diligence of, getting to know the person, interviewing them, asking them what they've booked, asking them where they travel, asking them what their favorite places are. What are their recommendations? Why do you like this? Why don't you like this? And I will also say, ask them like, oh, is there something that you would not book? Because they're like, yeah, I'm gonna take everything. It's kind of like, because I know as well traveled as I am, I still don't feel comfortable booking everything because I wouldn't book everybody for everything. That's another thing too. Because sometimes like, who was it? Like, I'll take my favorite place in the world, South Africa. South Africa has a lot of load shedding. It's a great first introduction to the continent. But load shedding is like literally the lights will go off. And the last time I went, it was like almost 3. I need to check with my cruising family to see if it got better. But I know how to deal with it. But if it was the way that it was a couple of years ago, the last time I went, and I have a new group of people who want to go, I might just be like, yeah, this might not be for a first timer. So you have to have somebody who has that level of discernment. But I love that question for sure. But yeah, I don't like, and actually, again, Gina's World, like they actually say you should not be like randomly sliding in people's DMs, or you shouldn't be like fishing for referrals, those kind of things. That's actually a no-no. And what you actually can do is get whoever their company is and report them, because I know for the agency I'm a part of, it's or my host agency, it's actually a violation of protocols. So if you find somebody who's like slipping a DM, just be like, oh, who's your host agency? Look up the host agency and say, I want to report so and so. Because 9 times out of 10, it's against the protocol. Because I remember, even I had to just check myself, because I remember I used a certain word just a second ago, and I was like immediately like, don't use that word. So that's somebody who's not well trained, who's fishing, those kind of things. And so yeah, but I guess yeah, I was annoying. I had some people slide in my DMs. I mentioned something because I was like interested. I'm like, oh yeah, and then I'm like, oh no, that's annoying. Go away. So yeah, but not everyone is like that kind of situation. So good question. I like it. That was a spicy one. Especially yeah, there's because who was it in the hot streets? I guess Cruise News. That whole situation with the lady who got left at the port. There was a rumor about that being something similar. So yeah, again, interview the people. And also it's probably against their protocol. My cruising family says, I'm here, girl. We only had it once during 3 days. Oh, so it's gotten better. So my cruising family just got back from South Africa. If you are watching My Cruising Family, they have a series out on South Africa. And we were just talking about load shedding. So literally the last time I went to South Africa was, I can't remember. It was 2 years ago. I have a vlog out for that one. But basically they shut down certain parts of the grid from electricity. And so we were in a house. And so can you imagine, like, it's the summertime in South Africa and 2 years ago, and it would cut off like 3 times a day. So that might be like, again, somebody who's not experienced with like traveling. Trying to think of another place I was just like, wouldn't say like a first time. Ghana was a place I was like, as an experienced traveler, I was like, Ghana wore me out. It was interesting, but it wore me out. So again, like, and it requires a lot of like, Ghana is a place I would say you want to go with a seasoned guide. But again, you have to do research because some people are selling their guide services and they're scams. So, so I would say all that to say, like, the person who says that they can book you on any and everything, don't go for it. Because there are some places that you'll go to throughout the world. They just have a lot of intricacies that people won't tell you about. My cruising family says, but we were out and about too, so who knows? There was a list at DoubleTree of at least one load shedding time per day. Yeah, and South Africa also has an app about load shedding. But I don't know what was going on 2 years ago. It was like a level 6, and they were doing almost 3 outages a day. And it was to the point that I was just like, you had to like charge your phones and your side battery, and then this time when I booked, because I'm going back, I made sure I booked a place that had a generator. So it's like all these little things you just have to make sure are in place. So I make sure I booked a spot that had a generator. One of my friends' spots had like a battery operated, what's the thing called? Battery operated internet box router. There we go. A battery operated router. So her spot would get was the internet whenever the lights would go out. So we would all like drive over to her house until the load shedding was done. Interesting stuff. But like, you again want to know somebody who's actually done it to make sure they understand those things. Cruising Caper says, absolutely. I'm really careful about who I book travel for. And yes, vice versa. So we were saying like, hey, if you are a client, interview your TA. And if you are a TA, be very careful of who you take on as a client. Like, one of the phrases that kept going out during 360, which all of y'all are familiar with, is all money ain't good money. Actually, 360 was very much pushing us to be like, you know, you can divorce a client or you cannot take on a client. And it was really interesting to listen to experience, like travel advisors talk about, they actually interview clients and they're like, if a client doesn't give me their passport and give me this, this, and this, they don't even onboard them. They'll just be like, hey, no, you're not a good fit for our agency. So the shoe's on the other foot. So yeah, definitely be careful, because We just saw what was that video floating around? Half 49 people. There was a video, and I mean, it's almost 2 hours. And I'm like, why is my mouth going numb? Somebody talking so much. But I'm gonna wrap it up. But there's a video going around. I think this video is from like February. It's a lady who was on Virgin Voyages, which apparently somebody said that they're always getting got. I'm not sure if that's true. But I think that was one of my friends had sent it to me. Not just I had travel friends, but my non-travel friend, and one of them was like, yeah, somebody says that it seems like it's a issue. I'm not sure what's going on with one of their systems, but a particular cruise line, because I don't give nobody no ideas, seems to have a lot of like more scams. But there was a woman out there who used multiple stolen credit cards to book her cruise. Can you imagine if you were on the back end? And I'm not sure if she booked directly or she used somebody, because she kept saying she was talking almost like it was a third person. I didn't stay and watch the end because I hate, like, I'm bad at like watching those kind of things. I get really annoyed. But she kept saying, like, but can you imagine if you are a TA and you get the news of like, hey, I booked somebody and the information they provided wasn't accurate? So yes, interview. If you got somebody coming off the whim and you're like, I don't know where you came from, I don't know who you are, be very careful. Very, very careful. So good point. And again, Miss Bernice, we got a few people in here who also are travelers, who is our TAs. My cruiser families has been here, multitasking, listening, working. Cool. When we go and see back to South Africa, yes. And you know what? I've been so many times, I think I could plan something for South Africa. And I was actually playing around with a couple experiences, but it would be, again, like an intimate group, because I want to make, there's a couple pieces about South Africa, like Table Mountain and Robben's Island, where Nelson Mandela was held captive, are two experiences that, like, you can say you're going to go on Tuesday, but in reality, the weather might mess up and you need like rotating days to like get there. It's interesting. Like Robben Island, literally the water can be too choppy and they stop letting boats sail out there. So you might need a couple of days to like find a smooth day. And then if it backlogs too much, you might not even find a spot. So, oh, who was that? Oh, Alicia, wasn't it? And see, Alicia, I have low tolerance for that kind of stuff. Like, I have a group of friends who like to send me fight videos. Not me, but like in our chat, are frequently videos of, and I'm just like, why are we watching this? And like, how does this make us like better? But the one that about the lady who did the stolen credit cards, it was actually from a travel advisor, non-YouTube friend. So when she sent it, because it had, a cruise line on it, I was like, oh, let me watch it. And then when I just started hearing I don't know, she started like talking in circles about who, I don't know, but I was just kind of like, yeah. And something else, if you're watching, don't send nobody like Cash App to pay for your cruise, because that was something, I guess that was a piece of it. I think I listened to like maybe 2 minutes of it, and I was just like, yeah, that's a mess. But yeah, if you are a customer and somebody's telling you like that you can pay for like thousands of dollars for something like a cruise and to send you a Cash App, please don't. Please don't. Whatever you book, somebody should be able to generate you a confirmation from the vendor or the cruise line that they use. So I also want to say that to people who like are worried about somebody like trying to take advantage of them, those kind of things. Like whenever I send my clients a quote, I generate the actual thing from like whatever company. Like I want to show you that like I didn't just type something. Like I want to show you that it has like the actual watermark, those kind of things, the icons, like they should be able to generate that for you. And I know a lot of times people use like certain like systems that help generate an itinerary, which is pretty, but also you can ask them like, hey, thank you for that. Can you send me the actual like confirmation documents directly from the vendor? That helps also with you authenticating, especially before you decide to like give them your payment information, that kind of thing. But that lady's story, I couldn't figure out if she was and I didn't listen long enough to see if she was either covering her own butt or covering someone else's butt, because she kept referring to someone else who wasn't in the room, and they seemed like they were trying to push. I don't know, but I only could do about 2 minutes of that, and I was just my cruise fan was like, yeah, it wasn't my favorite. On the go, Yellow says, this is information. I've only booked family or very close to family. Yes. Yeah. So when you branch out, Yellow, you like, hey, it's kind of like how we pick jobs, or how you pick a partner, or how you pick, I don't know, the dress you want to wear. Like, be selective. And yeah, some of the things that can happen, and some of the people, you look at the back end and you're like, is it really worth doing all this? And again, and it was interesting to hear like a lot of the companies say, like, again, they don't, certain clients they won't even take. Alicia says, with the cruise that got scammed, do you think if they had insurance they would have received a refund? Well, are you talking about the one that was that group cruise where the lady left them at the port? I think the issue with that is I don't even know if they paid for. I don't even know they paid insurance with the package. Like, I don't even know if the money ever is that the one you're talking about. The one, was it Ohio or the group that it was like an R&B cruise or something like that? Which it's selling a good time if they could have executed. Okay, cool. Alicia says, yeah. I don't even know if them people actually, when they sent her money, if that actually even made it to like the cruise line to actually, was it Carnival to actually even like pay for insurance. And then I'm not sure which, I remember that story was interesting because I don't want to like, because there was a reputable company that was catching strays for that story. And it was not the customer, the CRM. It wasn't like the tool, the software that the organizing, it was a person. So yeah, I don't even know if the money even, Game Changer says that was messed up. Can you imagine? But again, like at some point they should have, and again, if you're a person listening, at some point they should have been able to generate you documents before you, I mean, especially for Carnival, you're getting your luggage tag. You should have something that says that you paid X, Y, and Z in full. But I don't think she even transferred the money to even pay. So even if you said like, yes, I want travel insurance, I don't think that they had a booking to apply. The only thing, and I'm not sure what forms of payment that they use. Only thing I could think was possibly, I'm not sure like what terms maybe have been on their cards. I don't know how they pay. It's a lot of moving pieces and parts for that one. But my worry is I don't think the money ever made it to the cruise, ever made it to the company. So yeah, I don't. But it was just weird that some people were on and some people weren't. It was a mess. Oh, and on the go with Yo says, how do you not ask or get confirmation? Again, check your stuff. But again, there are people who are so green that they don't know. So I think what was happening was the lady was generating her own receipts. And it wasn't necessarily like, here is the receipt, the confirmation from XYZ Cruise Line that had your zero balance. And if you're really green to cruising, like you don't know that you're supposed to get like a luggage tag. And I think I didn't get deep into that story either, but I think I saw something along the lines of one person was saved by the bell because she was trying to book an excursion and then got feedback that the excursion was canceled or something, or somehow through the excursion, she realized that she really didn't have a booking. If it was canceled, who was responsible for contacting the clients? It would have been the TA. But again, I don't think she actually like registered booking. Oh, was that the thing? Like, I don't know. It was a lot of pieces that were going on that was just a mess. Because I think they were saying like the rooms, because if you book a group, you don't put all the money that you're supposed to put on, they'll release rooms. And I don't think like they could have even possibly generated a cancellation because like the cruise line probably just dropped the rooms because she didn't have enough money on the books. So it's just a lot of pieces. But again, like I think somebody green or cruising would not have known. But I will say, if you're a client listening, ask them people for your actual confirmation. Especially, and they should, if they can't generate, they should be able to generate. Like I give my client every time they give me money, not me, they don't give me money, but every time they make a payment, I make sure I would like give them the updated confirmation form. Here you go. Here's your updated balance. Here's your updated confirmation. Like, and you're going to get it from the cruise line every time. So that's something that you can ask to protect yourself. All right, Cruise Camp says they have to run. And that's what, yes, I don't think she did. And that's why they didn't have no rooms. Because if Carnival doesn't get paid, you don't have anything. So, anywho, well, welcome. Thank you, 48 people, for hanging out. So my cruise announcement is I'm going on Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady on Friday. Make sure that you hit that notification bell because I'll probably be going live from YouTube. What else? Our next Monday meetup, which means we have a trip announcement, will be on Monday, May 20th. And I'll give you a hint. It'll be my platinum cruise on Carnival. So it is C with C. Thanks for coming to chat with me. I hope you found this informative. I know we got a little bit on a tangent, but it's 2 hours and my mouth is tired. But I thank you all for rocking me for 2 hours. Thank you all for making this 2-year anniversary, I guess, a special one. I'll see you. Make sure you hit that notification bell. I'll probably go live on boarding day on Friday from Valiant Lady, pending the internet is working well. And then I'll probably go live one more time before the the Valiant Lady. I'll probably go live one more time before getting off the ship. I'm going to end with a positive note. Path of Ancient says, great live. I'm happy that you enjoyed it. And if you don't take anything away, make sure that you interview your travel agent, and travel agents, make sure you are interviewing those potential clients. This is C with C. Thanks for coming to chat with me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.